Hey, what's going on, everyone? Today is Go Battle Day, and you get a lot of extra battles, so I figured I'd do a quick video this morning on a pretty strong Ultra League team. It's got Charizard, Alolan Muck, and Shadow Machamp. I find that Alolan Muck is a very solid safe swap, draws out a lot of potential counters for your Machamp, and it's also really good against some of the fairies, and you'll see in the video as we go through that I actually one-shot a lot of fairies because you switch into it and they think that it's a dark type and they switch in their fairy and don't shield. So let's get right into this. Shield up the Earthquake there. I'm actually down 2 shields. I shielded the first move because they were at enough energy for an Earthquake and they just Hydro Cannoned me, but I figured they'd for sure go for the Earthquake in the second one. So here they've got a Registeel. I'm in a good position. My Machamp takes care of the Registeel, and so I can just chip away as much damage as I can here while I'm locked in. They go for a Zap Cannon, does a good chunk of damage. I aggressively swap into my Machamp. Might have been a mistake, because now I'm going to eat the move, but I'm able to commit to the farm down here. And then I've got a bunch of energy. They bring in their Swampert. I am debuffed, but I am still Shadow, so I'm still going to threaten their health. Get to the one move, and here they switch in their Charizard, and I throw a Cross Chop, so would have been good to do the Rock Slide. But I come back in with my Charizard, and I fire off Blast Burn right away as soon as I get to it. I was thinking here that they might think I'm just going to bait with a Dragon Claw, and they let it go. So here I'll still live this Blast Burn, and then I just farm down, and then I have a Dragon Claw loaded. So what my goal is to get the shield. So I get the shield, I try to swap, but they CMP tied, so that's perfectly fine with me because now they won't have energy. Take out my Charizard, I come in, and I've got the Dark Pulse loaded. So I fire that off. Good game to my opponent. And I believe, yes, that one allowed me to complete page 4 of the battling. Where are you guys at with that? I have another 100 battles to go now if I want that Elite Charged TM. But hopefully I'll get a good chunk of those done today. Poliwrath into Charizard. Not a great lead. I think they lagged there for a split second. I'm going to take advantage of that. Fire off this Blast Burn. And then they shield that. So I switch into my Machamp. Draws out a Togekiss. I throw the Rock Slide right away. And I believe that they don't respect it. So that does a massive amount of damage. So now they farm me down. I come back in with my Charizard. I'm going to have to commit a shield here because this is going to be an Ancient Power, which would take out my Charizard. But I've managed to farm up some energy, and I don't quite get to the Blast Burn, so I'm going to shield this Hydro Cannon. And then I farm up a little bit, throw the Blast Burn, and let's see what they do here. They shielded it again, so I switch right away to my Muck so that they can't farm down my Charizard. Got the Muck, they're going to throw Hydro Cannon, and then they switch in. I didn't see what that was, but I think that they thought that I was going to do Dark Pulse, and they take a Sludge Wave to the face, and then I throw the Dark Pulse here. I just really didn't want them to throw a move. I wanted to be able to take them out, and then I thought afterwards that might have been a mistake because then Napoleon had a chance to farm me down, but I was able to get to a Dark Pulse and take out the Napoleon. So a good game to my opponent. With this team this morning, I went, I think, 7-3. So not like super strong, but still decent. I did a 4-5 set, and then, or 4-1, sorry, 4 wins out of 5, and then 1-3 out of 5. So here they've got the Tapu Fini, so I switched into my Muck. And see, they're staying in there. They see that I'm using Snarl. They're not worried. Sludge Wave to the face. takes out the Tapu Fini. Back comes the Surfetched. So I'm just going to Dark Pulse them, trying to get the shield here. Gets the shield, so that's perfect for me. So they got a shield left. I bring back in my Charizard, and they throw. I feel that it's going to be a Brave Bird. So I block that, and then throw Dragon Claw. They shield that. It's like, okay, well, I'm going to go Blast Burn now. And they tried to catch another Dragon Claw on their Trevenant. Boom! Gone. Come back in the Surfetched. We see him P-tie. I shield this up. Just a Leaf Blade and Dragon Claw, and that should be a good game. Well played to my opponent. So that's 3-0 there. Into the next match here. Charizard into Poliwrath. Again, not a very good lead. I might play around leading Machamp opposed to leading Charizard. It's either or can work. I typically try to use Muck as the safe swap. So here's a mirror match. This is a hard match to win. Especially if they have more energy, or like in this case, I'm down on health because I don't really want to commit shields. So I just want to try to get as much chip as I can, get them down as low as I can without using my shields. And there, I think they almost overfarmed. So they throw, I'm just going to let it go. And I come back in with my Charizard here. And I think I shield this first one. I was hoping they didn't acid spray me. Now I'm going to go for a Dragon Claw to try to get their shield. Unfortunately, they let it go and they live. So now I'm going to have to take a Dark Pulse. So they fire that off. Poliwrath comes back in. I go for the Blast Burn. They don't shield it, but obviously being water, it doesn't do that much damage. Shield up this Ice Punch. And then I think, I might not have been watching, but I think they had Dynamic Punch in the beginning, so I was worried about that. So here they bring in Snorlax in the back, fire off a Cross Chop. I've got a second one loaded already. And I got the shield. They still got another shield. And I believe this Body Slam takes me out. And then I bring Charizard back in, fire off Dragon Claw. But I'm not going to be able to get to another one before they get to a Body Slam. So that was well played to my opponent. GG's. I think I could have played that a little bit differently and probably come up with the win there. But still a good game. Ended up close. So here I've got Charizard into Granbull, and it's a Shadow. So I'm going to go straight for the Blast Burn, see if they respect it. Typically, if they're leading the Charmer, they're going to block. So I'm building up. I'm going to shield the Crunch here. And then go for another Blast Burn. They're either going to shield this or it's going to take out their Granbull. So they choose to let that go. So that works for me. They've got Trevenant in the back. Go for another Blast Burn. Pretty sure I'm going to get the shield on this one. So I got the shield. Try it again to switch into Muck. But this is actually better because now I'm not locked in. They take out my Charizard. I bring in Muck. And now if they choose to switch, which they do, I can... actually, I lived that. So I switched. I would have been in a better position with this game if I had waited and let my Charizard get taken out, because then I wouldn't be locked in. But anyways, I'm doing as much damage as I can here. And again here, I know that I'll live whatever they throw at me here. So I take the Focus Blast. And farming up, and I want to keep some energy on my muck so that I can fire it off at the Trevenant. So I shield this one, and then they zap cannon, and I'm trying to get to the Dark Pulse. I get to the Dark Pulse, they switch right at the same time. So this works for me though. I don't have any shields. They Seed Bomb. They don't have any shields. And I just want to make them throw again. So I almost take them out there and they throw, which is perfect for me because I've got that Dark Pulse loaded. So I bring in my muck, throw the Dark Pulse right away, and then they've still got a little bit of health on their Registeel, but they threw, so they don't have enough energy for a move. So I can just snarl down. Good game to my opponent. Into the next match here, Charizard into Umbreon. Umbreon is such a tank. It's a tricky one, and I didn't want to switch right away into my Machamp because it's pretty much my hardest answer for Umbreon. So I take the first foul play, fire off a Blast Burn here, hoping that they let that go, get them to about half health. Now I'm going to switch in my muck. They can't really hurt my muck either, but I also can't do much damage to them. So now we're in a good spot. They switch out, go straight for a Sludge Wave, and let's see if they respect it. Nope. One shot's the Ground Ball, bring in the Talonflame. Now I'm in a really good spot because I know in the back they've got Umbreon and I've got my Machamp. So as long as I can take out this Talonflame, then I'm in a really good spot even if they still have the shields. So I fire off another Dark Pulse here. They shield that one. And I don't think I quite get to another Dark Pulse. So here I'm going to bring in my Charizard. And I'm calling this as a Flame Charge. So I let it go. They Flame Charge. They switch into Umbreon. I switch right away into my Machamp. Don't need to shield this. It's just a foul play. Doesn't do too much damage there. And here I decide that I'm going to farm all the way down because they still have a shield. So I need that shield. So I throw the Rock Slide. They shield that up. And now I believe I've shielded this one. Yeah, another Flame Charge. It's fine. I just need to get to that Rock Slide and I win. Probably even from that range, the Cross Chop would have won. But I had that second shield just in case if they had gotten to another move. So that's another good game to my opponent. Into the next match here, we've got Charizard into Cresselia. And so this, I think I make a mistake on this match as well. Right, you don't really want to switch Machamp into Cresselia, but if I switch in my muck, they're just going to switch out, kill my muck, and then I really don't have a good answer for their Cresselia. So I take the Moon Blast, get to another Blast Burn. The Blast Burn does a lot of damage, so I'm okay staying in here. I switch and looking to catch the Grass Knot, which I do, perfect. But then they switch right away. And now they've got Allrain, which again, Machamp can take care of that, right? So I just want to chip as much damage as I can here. Want to save my shields as well. And then, so the Icicle Sphere, farming up. Throw the Dark Pulse. They let it go, so they still have a shield. And at this point, I decide, okay, I need the Dark Pulse to take out the Cresselia. So I shield. My switch timer's coming up. They have another one. So I double shield. And I'm looking to farm down. Now, if they bring in their Cresselia, I can fire off a Dark Pulse. But they bring in a Cobalion, I have no shields. So I switch right away, hoping to get to the Blast Burn here in order to get their last shield. Now I'm going to take a Stone Edge. We'll take out my Charizard. But now they don't have shields. So I bring in my Machamp. And I'm looking to make sure that they don't catch. So I want to be careful where I throw. Sacred Sword comes through. I throw another couple counters. Go for the cross chop here. Takes out their Cavalion. Now they come back in, and my goal here, I want them to throw, which they do. So they throw their Grass Knot, take me out, and I come in and throw my Dark Pulse, and that's a good game. So it was a bit tricky. I realized with the Walrein there that I needed to save that Dark Pulse on my Muck in order to win the game. Hope you enjoyed the video. See you in the next one.